Dan Vitchoff, has helped thousands of people do just that. Lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Vitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your free consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
63 with light rain at 8 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A wet day is ahead thanks to showers covering the entire state and stretching south to the Carolinas. How much rain are we anticipating?
It's not going to be a heavy rain, but I think we're going to get an easy third to a half an inch of rain across the area during the day today. And areas to the east, really into the Laurel Highlands, I think you can double that, probably more like an inch of rain in some places. That's where we actually have flood watches out for today and into tonight.
On the Big K Morning Show, AccuWeather's Joe Lundberg said we can expect a couple of showers and a thunderstorm tomorrow. The Columbus, Ohio mother and son killed in Sunday's collision on I-70 in Washington County have been identified. Coroner Tim Warko says they are 25-year-old Aisha Trawley and 4-year-old Abdul Salami Toure. Both were ejected from the car they were in after it crossed the median and was hit by a tractor-trailer. State police say Trawley was not wearing a seatbelt. Toure was not in a child seat. The man driving the car was hospitalized, but identity and condition still unknown. Bellevue police issued multiple tickets to drivers during a crosswalk operation in the business district for 2 weeks. Officers were writing up drivers who do not stop for people trying to cross the street. Resident Bob Hoff talked about it with KDKA-TV.
There are many that just drives too fast to slow down or stop in time. So, it could be a dangerous situation.
Police Chief Matthew Sentner said the operation was paid for by a state grant. The chief says drivers who fail to stop for people in crosswalks, it's a big problem in Bellevue. With Rite Aid in bankruptcy again, residents in Daryborough, Westmoreland County will soon be without the community's only pharmacy. Here's News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander.
Rite Aid will be closing 47 stores soon, while the rest of them will be sold off eventually. The Dairy Council isn't sure exactly when their store will close, but when it does, Council President Barbara Phillips says it will be devastating.
A lot of our citizens don't have reliable transportation. They don't have access to internet, and being an older population, a lot of them are uncomfortable using the internet to order their prescriptions and so forth.
Phillips also says that the Rite Aid is the only store for staples such as milk and bread in the area. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
Who is behind the so-called dark money pouring into Pittsburgh's Democratic mayoral primary? News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story in the newsroom.
Paul, there are political action committees which are independent of the candidates' campaigns, but have been spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on those attack ads on both sides. The funders behind the ads are often not clear, but many have national concerns beyond Pittsburgh. KDKA TV lead investigator Andy Sheehan says more than $1 million of the $3 million spent on the Democratic primary is so-called dark money. So far, sources say Common Sense Change, a PAC independently supporting Allegheny County Controller Corey O'Connor, has spent $675,000 on ads. Pennsylvania Working Families Party, a PAC independently supporting Mayor Ed Gainey, has spent $585,000. In the newsroom, Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
President Donald Trump is opening his 4-day Middle East trip with a visit to Saudi Arabia. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman warmly greeted the president after he arrived this morning in Riyadh. The two leaders are expected to hold talks on U.S. efforts to dismantle Iran's nuclear program, end the war in Gaza, and more. KDKA Sports brought to you by Coons Quality Foods, your Pittsburgh hometown grocery. New York up by the Pirates 4-3 last night thanks to a ninth-inning error by shortstop Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Paul Skeens allowed 1 run and 6 hits in 6 innings with 6 strikeouts. KDKA Radio News Time, 8:04. If you're injured, time to hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan. Dial pound law for Morgan & Morgan. 63, light rain falling in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Thanks, Paul. Coming up, Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey. 1 week until the primary election. What's on his mind? We'll find out next.
Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Julie has spent decades protecting our seniors who've been victimized by fraud, theft, physical abuse. She pioneered home visits to seniors to get them through the trauma. It's no wonder Julie Capone is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association, endorsed by the Allegheny County Democratic Committee, the Allegheny Labor Council, numerous unions, and political and community leaders. Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas.
This is Julie Capone. I'd be honored to have your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Julie Capone.
This traffic report brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's 8:05 at KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Let's get an update from Ellen Gamble.
All right, thanks, Larry. We continue to have slowdowns on Route 30, Lincoln Highway, this in north for Salesboro near the intersection with Jackman, so do watch out for crews on the scene working with that accident. We also have an accident in Wilkinsburg on Swissvale Avenue at Wallace Avenue, so delays around that. Delays on the Parkway East greet you solidly at the Wilkinsburg interchange before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Behind the Fort Pitt tunnels, you have backups that greet you between Carnegie and the top of Green Tree Hill. Making your way inbound, the outbound ride continues to have congestion right around the I-79 interchange, even beginning by the Roslyn Farms exit ramp as you head up the hill toward the 79 interchange. 28 southbound, very heavy right around the Highland Park Bridge as you make your way down past Millvale this morning. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:15. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today will be cloudy and cooler than yesterday with periods of rain. There can even be a rumble of thunder this afternoon, the high about 70. Mostly cloudy and mild tonight with a shower, mainly early, low near 60. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Thanks, Joe. We have some real light rain, 63 degrees.
Here's a unique opportunity for you. The chance to drop 40 pounds by the 4th with Awaken 180. Fast results, sustainable results, all without medications. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and reach it at awaken180weightloss.com. The Big K Morning Show brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
It's the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Good morning. We are 1 week away from the primary elections, of which there are many, but none bigger, perhaps, than the city of Pittsburgh. And joining us is incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey. Mayor, good morning. Mayor, how have you been? You're coming down a long stretch here as you get ready for this election. So 1 week out, what's left to say?
You know, hey, Larry, I feel good. I appreciate the opportunity to speak this morning. You know, we're still getting our word out about, you know, the incredible work we've done in my first term, and we look forward to continue to talk about housing, public safety, the NFL draft. You know, we're proud of our record. No more felling bridges. We're proud of the record that we put forth. So we're going to continue to talk about it all the way up to the day of election.
And as you know, the back and forth with you and Corey O'Connor, we appreciate, by the way, you being in studio last Thursday for our debate here at KDKA. That said,
I appreciate it. It was nice.
What is the most important and pressing issue that you see with this city moving forward?
Housing. We know that through the last 8 years, we've lost an incredible amount of people due to gentrification in the city. And, you know, we need housing. We need affordable housing. We need to make sure that we're moving people back into the city. And our agenda will continue to focus in my second term is how we keep Pittsburgh home, because we know housing is an extremely important issue in this region. And if we're going to stabilize our neighborhood, we have to do it through housing.
One of the issues that keeps coming up is the concern about crime downtown. What is the status from your eyes in the mayor's office as it sits today?
Yeah, the crime downtown has decreased. There's no question about it. When you look When you talk to the restaurants that's downtown, they'll tell you every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday packed. You talk to the Arts and Cultural District. But in order to really change the perception, you have to build more housing downtown. You have to get more people on the streets downtown. If you look at other cities, the investments they're making in their downtown corridor is housing. And we have to do the same. We have to be laser focused. Like right now, the $600 million we got from the state over 10 years, when we know we're getting ready to do 7 conversions, turning real estate commercial space into affordable housing, we have to continue to build a neighborhood downtown, and then that way we'll have more people on the streets, and we're on our way of doing that.
That said, there are 90 neighborhoods, as you're acutely aware, in the city of Pittsburgh. So what are you doing for people outside of downtown?
Yeah, one of the things that I was proud of that has not been done is that we got 12 low-income tax credit deals to build affordable housing all throughout the community. We just done one in Allentown using the affordable housing bond money that we got to be able to fill the gap there. We're getting ready to break ground in Homewood. We got $50 million working with Congressman Summer Lee to do Bedford Dwellings. We did City's Edge. We've also worked with the Beacon Group, and we've put money in the Lecce School. We got one down on the Marl Wharf. So that's what we've been doing in neighborhoods and in downtown to continue to build housing that's affordable for everybody. We are investing our money not only in downtown but in our neighborhoods, and that's the difference. And and I'll be honest, we've been able to accomplish this in 3 years, and that's more than any administration has done in the last 20, and that's why we're proud of the record. We're with Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey on KDKA. Mayor, this subject keeps coming up: public works and the challenges of under-budgeted and broken down equipment. What is the status of that, and what will you do moving forward? Yeah, as they came out in the paper on another news outlet, that my administration has spent more money on our public works, Department of Public Works, and our fleet than it has been invested in 2 decades. My opponent knows that. He was on council for decades. The Department of Public Works had been underfunded when it came to getting trucks and things of that sort. In the last 3 years, we've invested $40 million in our fleet. We bought 121 fleet, and that's only a small caption of what we need. But when you went 2 decades without investing properly into our Department of Public Works and fleet, that's why they're in the condition that they're in. But we have invested over the last, in 2023, we've invested $40 million to get our fleet back up. So we're continuing to invest in our fleet, and we're turning the corner now. Before, we wasn't investing in our fleet. Now we are. Mayor, if you're reelected, do you believe there is progress to be made with the nonprofits in this city, or is it irreparable? I believe there will be progress that will be made. We will continue. Listen, 37% of our property is tax exempt. The hardworking taxpayers of this city pay their fair share. They pay their fair share. And we want to make sure that the nonprofits is paying their fair share. And we will continue to work until we get an agreement with the nonprofits to pay their fair share. There's no reason why we have to put the burden of the tax bill on the residents. We need our nonprofits to pay our fair share. And Larry, let me be honest, it's not about what they want to pay, because the taxpayer of the city, they don't get an opportunity to determine what tax they want to pay. They have to pay taxes, and we believe that in the pilot program, our nonprofits should have to pay taxes so we can invest in our public safety like police, fire, and EMS, so we can invest in our roads and our bridges, so we can invest in our fleet that serve this city every single day. So we will continue to work to have an agreement in place from our nonprofits to help move this city forward. The only way we're going to move the city forward is if we come together as a unit. But we can't allow people to dictate what they'll pay and what they won't. So that's another, that's another difference between me and my opponent. My opponent, he agreed with the lawsuit. Then when he started getting in the donations from UPMC executives and board members, he changed his tune. We will not change our tune. We believe that in order for us to have a city for all, everybody must play their part. And that said, in the final minute, Mayor, your pitch to voters, you have to energize the voting base for next Tuesday's primary. What's your final word? On May 20th, vote for Ed Gainey, and we can continue to make this a city for all. We can continue to invest in affordable housing stabilizing our neighborhoods, making sure that we're not gentrifying, but we're bringing people back into the community, creating a safe neighborhood where we reduce homicides by 33%, continuing to move property out of the land bank and getting it back on the tax rolls, continue to invest in own PGH so that we can create more and more homeowners, make sure that our budget is good, $4 million surplus. We got we got a bond rating increase from our bond rating agencies, lowest unemployment in Southwest PA, the NFL draft, 12 low-income tax credit deals to be able to invest in our community, $600 million for downtown development. We will continue to bring the investment here that demonstrates job growth in our region. And I'm very proud of the work that we've done. And I'm asking everybody on May 20th to vote for Ed Gainey for mayor for re-election. And I'll promise I'll continue to go to work for you.
Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey, appreciate your time and accessibility, Mayor. Thank you and good luck.
Hey, Larry, thank you. Have a great day.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
It's Window Nation's semi-annual sale. 60% off a house full of windows, a free entry door, and no money down, interest, or payments until 2027. Hurry, the sale ends soon. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com today. It's Window Nation's semi-annual sale. Sale ends soon. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com.
It's 8:15 at KDKA. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Ellen Gamble, what do you see?
We see a lot of brake lights and a couple of accidents, Larry. So let's start off with the accident roster. One in Wilkinsburg on Swissvale Avenue at Wallace Avenue. Also, your go is being slowed in North Versailles on Lincoln Highway Route 30. That's near Jackman Street, where crews are working with another accident there. Parkway East on the inbound ride, you have heavy traffic greeting you at the off-ramp to Wilkinsburg before you make your way into the Squirrel Hill Tunnels. The outbound ride toward the eastern suburbs, by comparison, is very nice. Parkway West inbound, not so much. Backing between Carnegie and the top of Green Tree Hill. If you're headed toward the airport, you have to get through some slow traffic on the Parkway West near the I-79 interchange. 28 southbound backs to the Highland Park Bridge, and you're in heavy traffic all the way down past Millvale for that ride. Parkway North, I-279 bunched up very heavily between Camp Horn Road and Bellevue Westview, and then again down through the East Street Valley. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:25. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Kind of a soggy day on this Tuesday, and off and on, we'll see rain more on the way. High of only near 70. 59 tonight, 74 tomorrow with a chance for a shower and thunderstorm. Should be dry Thursday and Friday and summer-like. 82 and 85 headed into the weekend. 63 now at the airport.
Hey, folks, Marty Griffin. I go back years with Rob Pierce from Robert Pierce and Associates. One of my go-to guys. They've been at it more than 40 years. Clients are never charged unless the case is won. That remains the foundation of this firm's work. Led by managing partner Rob Pierce, this family-owned firm dedicated to helping friends and neighbors in the fight against negligence, wrongdoing, and abuse. I've seen it, folks. Skilled professionals, professional injury attorneys, and legal professionals. The firm provides compassionate and experienced representation to injury victims and their families, from personal injury and nursing home abuse to medical malpractice and Social Security disability cases. Robert Pierce and Associates been serving communities around this city, state, and the region for 40 years. Committed to ensuring full and fair compensation. Call them right now for a no-obligation consultation. 412-214-7477.
Adventure awaits, and the 2025 Subaru Outback Premium is ready at Bowser Subaru to take you wherever you want to go. Take home a 2025 Subaru Outback Premium, VIN number S32-598, from Bowser Subaru and get 3.9% APR for 63 months. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends May 31st. Log on to BowserSubaru.com, or better yet, visit Bowser Subaru and take a test drive. Now that's the power of Bowser. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
It's 8:19 News Radio KDKA from the Goldberg, Persky, and Wright News Desk. Here's Paul Rasmussen.
Election reform legislation could get a final vote today in the Pennsylvania House. We'll have the details coming up at 8:30 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
What's trending with T on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And we welcome our own Tamira Rush, direct from our newsroom. What's trending, T?
The greatest basketball, the GOAT of all time.
Michael Jordan.
Yes! Are you excited? He joins NBC.
He's going to be part of their
contributor. Yes!
Well, that's
I'm
a
so
big
excited.
deal.
Yes!
How did they con him out of retirement? I guess money.
Money will bring you out, right? So yeah, that's and people on social media are excited. People are saying the GOAT is definitely playing one more season before he retires. People think that he's going to come back. I don't know about that, but
probably could.
He could. I mean, hey, you see what's happening. People are saying it's the 3-point. All you have to do is shoot threes and you in there. You good. Nobody plays basketball anymore.
Technology, they could get artificial intelligence and, I don't know, figure out.
Yeah, people are saying, I'm sure he'll be better than LeBron if he were playing. People are saying that. Some people are saying the greatest NBA player of all time. People are saying they are excited. This is big. This is huge. We love him. It's great to see him. So people are excited about that.
They need a little boost, something different, right?
Yeah. Then I watch it. And it's like, it's kind of bland. Let's throw something against the wall and see if it's sticking. It did. It stuck with Michael Jordan. Right. Jamie Lee Curtis is firing back at the Zuckerberg. Yeah.
What did Mark Zuckerberg, who created Facebook?
She blasts Mark Zuckerberg over AI-generated commercial using her likeness without consent. So she messaged Zuck and said, it comes to this at Zuck. Hi, we have never met. My name is Jamie Lee Curtis, and I have gone through every proper channel to ask you and your team to take down this totally AI fake commercial that I didn't authorize, agree to, or endorse.
This is going to be a issue that's not going away.
Yeah, I mean, we had talked a little bit about this yesterday, and I brought it up to you. People can do the same thing with you guys. You're in the media, your voice, you, Marty, Colin. People can use your likeness and make money off of it, and people believe it. That's the most interesting thing about it. People just believe what they see.
Well, we talk about this every day, and more. If you rely solely on social media, you're misinformed.
Yeah, but that's all that they have. People aren't walking around, Larry, with computers. They're walking around with a little phone that you can get more information in a matter of minutes or seconds, and people just see it and don't do their due diligence, don't look it up, don't search. And then a lot of things that are happening now, people are biased on this network, of course not. We're not here. But, people believe, but they believe what they see and read and hear. No one does they don't look deep. No one does a search. I mean, it's just take a couple of seconds to do that. But we are in a space now where people just believe everything. And I think it's going to be.
I'll give you a really good example. Aaron Rodgers. Somebody reported over the weekend that he had joined Nevillewood, the golf club.
Right.
And that turned out not to be true. But all these people believed it, meaning if he's going to join a golf club, he's going to play here, right?
Right.
Then today, just for fun, tongue-in-cheek, someone put out they saw Aaron Rodgers at Giant Eagle signing up for his Perks card. And they had a picture. Something
like Nevillewood, not too many people. That could be a possibility. But Giant Eagle, nothing against Giant Eagle. I have my
Getting his field perks.
Hey. But I'm just saying, I don't know. Social media is crazy. And then we transition to Rihanna. She posts her kids for Mother's Day, and she posts their name, RZA and Riot Rose, and people start coming for her, talking about how horrible the babies' names are. And then she shot back at the one who sent the message, and her name was Tatiana.
Where's she
and there
from?
you go. Tatiana. Bust
All
down,
right.
Tatiana.
That's what's trending with T.
Yes.
Thank you, T.
You're welcome.
All right. And last half hour, promised to bring you the story of this hostage release, the American from Gaza. CBS's Tom Hansen.
It says that Idan has had his first conversation with his mother.
Seeing was believing in Idan Alexander's hometown in New Jersey.
Let's go!
Hundreds of people watched Israeli TV as Hamas handed him over to the Red Cross, ending 584 days in captivity. In Israel, this was the scene when Alexander's family witnessed the same moment.
When you saw that image on the screen, what went through your mind?
It's just happiness. Like I mean, it's not over, but it feels like we've gotten past the biggest hump.
Hours later, mother and son were reunited. Ben Esser and Michael Leschner went to Tenafly High School with Alexander.
Is this the Idan that you guys know and have known for so many years? Did he look the same?
It's honestly just incredible that he is alive. He's truly a fighter, and he's an incredible person. But looking at him, he definitely looks, much thinner. He looks a lot more pale than when, he left, for sure.
Alexander, who holds American and Israeli citizenship, moved to Israel to serve in the Israel Defense Forces. He was stationed near the border with Gaza when Hamas attacked and was taken hostage.
What is the first thing that you're going to do or say when Idan gets back here?
Welcome home and give him the biggest hug that he's ever received in his life. Squeeze him so hard and tell him that we love him.
The Alexander family is still figuring out when they will return to the United States. Idan is currently undergoing medical treatment at a hospital in Tel Aviv. There are believed to be 58 hostages still in Gaza, nearly 24 of them still believed to be alive. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Tenafly, New Jersey.
Boy, when you see his family and him being reunited since October 7th, 2 years ago. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville, here's Helen.
All right. Thank you much, Larry. And we have an accident for you now in Castle Shannon. Do watch for slowdowns as crews work with this on Killarney Drive near the intersection with 6th Street. Accident continues to be cleared in Wilkinsburg on Swissvale Avenue at Wallace Avenue and on Route 30 in North Versailles Lincoln Highway near Jackman Street. Elsewhere around the commute, plenty of delays for you. Not accident related, but certainly heavy traffic for you. The Route 28 stretch heading down past the Highland Park Bridge, still very congested all the way down past Millvale. Parkway West inbound backs before the top of the hill, and the Parkway East jaunt, it does grab you with delays right around the Wilkinsburg off-ramp ahead of the Squirrel Hill tunnels. AAA traffic on the 5s from Nest Expressions in Wexford, celebrating 25 years with a special 10% off savings. Our next report at 8:35. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Nest Expressions Window Fashions is celebrating 25 years of custom window treatments with an additional savings of 10% off this month. Call 724-933-5500.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
63 with light rain at 8:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. Trust PJ.com. And by Julian Gray Associates. If you're a caregiver, you may be entitled to government money. Call Julian Gray Associates today. It's going to be a soggy Tuesday with showers continuing over the next couple of days. On the Big K Morning Show, AccuWeather's Joe Lundberg said there's a severe weather threat on Thursday night.
There's going to be a tremendous surge of heat into the nation's midsection, and I think as a frontal system tries to charge eastward, something's got to give, and I'd be worried about severe weather at some point Thursday night.
And Joe said thunderstorms are possible on Friday and Saturday. The Pennsylvania House could take a final vote today on a sweeping election reform bill. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details in the newsroom.
The State House on Monday passed an amendment to a wide-ranging election reform bill. The legislation from Democratic Speaker Joanna McClinton of Philadelphia addresses ballot drop boxes, early in-person voting, and pre-canvassing. An amendment to make technical changes passed with bipartisan support, 148 to 55. Another amendment proposed by Republican Tom Jones of Lancaster County was approved 119 to 84. That amendment stripped out a provision to allow 16-year-olds to pre-register to vote. Should the bill win final approval, in the House, it would face an uncertain future in the Republican-controlled Senate. In the newsroom, Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Today is the final day to request a mail-in ballot for next week's primary election. Voters have until the close of business today to fill out an application in person at a county elections office or go online to request one through the Department of State website. Nurses at Butler Memorial Hospital have ratified a new 3-year contract. When the voting wrapped up last night, 80% of the nurses voted yes. Included in the agreement are measures to increase staff safety with a new metal detector and an additional security guard in the emergency department. KDKA Sports, the Mets took advantage of a costly error by Pirate shortstop Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and they beat the Bucks 4-3 last night. Paul Skeens pitched out of trouble all night, but he did leave the game in the 6th inning with a chance to win. KDKA Radio News Time, 8:32. Our next update at 9 on The Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
I felt bad for Paul Skeens last night. He pitched well enough to win, to your point, and that error upset them in the end.
And not only that, but in previous at-bats, when the Pirates were up, Joey Bart just about hit a home run, but he got robbed at the fence. So it was that close.
All right. Hopefully they'll be able to get one in New York tonight. Meanwhile, Thomas West, a Republican candidate for mayor of Pittsburgh. You'll meet him next.
Serious savings at your local Par-Mar store. Dan Zangrili reminding you to download the Par-Mar Stores app and save big. Get 3 cooler beverage items with your Par-Mar rewards card and get 10 cents off per gallon of gas. And remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This Memorial Day, give your home the protection it deserves and save big on your new roof. Contact Home Genius Exteriors now and get 50% off materials. Plus, no payments till 2026 and take an extra $500 off. And all military members receive an additional 10% discount. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection today. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity this football season. The Black and Gold are headed to Ireland, and so can you with AAA and me. Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us for a 4-night trip September 25th through the 29th. Includes round-trip airfare, airport, hotel, and game transfers. Your stay at the Sandy Mount Hotel. Reserved game ticket at Croke Park Stadium and more. From $55.36 per person, double occupancy. Here we go to the Emerald Isle for the game with AAA. Call 1-800-848-1238 for details and reservations.
Fire doesn't wait, and neither should you. When disaster strikes, call Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
Follow the red, white, and new to Shorkey Kia's Memorial Day Super Sale. New 25 Kia Sportage LX or the new 25 Kia Seltos LX. Your choice, only $199 per month for 24 months with $29.95 due at signing. At Shorkey Kia, you get it all, including 2 years of prepaid maintenance and $500 more for your trade. PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, locations in North Huntingdon and Wexford. ShorkeyKia.com. Call 1-855-410-4037 for complete details on all offers and terms.
For all station contest rules, go to kdkaradio.com/rules.
It's 8:35 KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Let's get the latest on the commute with Ellen Gamble.
Okay, thanks, Larry. Accident in Harmer Township on Meadowvale Drive at Guys Run Road. So watch for that if you are taking Route 28 trying to head toward town this morning. You have a lot of company backing at the Highland Park Bridge all the way down past Millvale. 28, a little bit closer to the Parkway North. I-279 is fine, though. I-279, the Parkway North, just a little bit slow for you now around Bellevue Westview, and then again through the East Street Valley. Parkway West inbound backs between Carnegie and the top of Green Tree Hill. In Castle Shannon, we have an accident on Killarney Drive near 6th Street, and we continue to have crews on the scene of an accident in Wilkinsburg on Swissvale Avenue at Wallace Avenue. The Parkway East inbound backs at the Wilkinsburg interchange. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:45. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Cloudy today and cooler than yesterday with rain at times. There can even be a rumble or two of thunder this afternoon, the high around 70. Remaining mostly cloudy tonight and mild with a shower mainly early, low 60. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Thanks, Joe. Some light rain around the region, 63 degrees.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This is the Big K Morning Show. Larry Richert and a welcomed guest. His name, Thomas West. His aim is to be the mayor of Pittsburgh, running on the Republican ticket. And he joins us live on the Big K Morning Show. Thomas, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing all right for a Tuesday.
Great.
Week away from the primary, and people may want to know, why does a successful 48-year-old businessman from Highland Park running a men's clothing store called Trim in Lawrenceville want to be the mayor of Pittsburgh?
Because I see the promise that this city has. I see the possibilities that this city has, and I've seen it firsthand from many people across the city. And we can do so much better. We just aren't doing it. And I feel like I want to take Pittsburgh to the next level and make us competitive on a national scale again. We haven't been competitive for a very long time. And I feel like the families in the city of Pittsburgh and businesses in the city of Pittsburgh deserve a lot better.
And for those that don't know, you come to us from Greene County originally, almost 25 years ago, but you spent time as a television news producer for WPXI and WTAE, so you have seen a lot of the good, the bad, and the ugly of the city.
I have. Being a TV news producer, it was part of my job, and keeping elected officials accountable. But not only that, but seeing where we've faltered, seeing promises that were made and not kept, and I feel like I wanted to get involved in this because I got frustrated. I got frustrated while I was working in TV news But then I wanted to become an entrepreneur, and I was like, where can I be an entrepreneur, and what do I want to open? And I decided after 15 years of being in TV news that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to take that risk and be out there. And so I've seen, yes, like you said, I've seen the ups and I've seen the downs. And I've also seen for too many years, complacency, and not a competitive spirit anymore, definitely in city government. So when I've seen all this throughout the 15 years, now 11 years of owning my own business, I thought, I can sit here and complain about things. I can hear the complaints, or I can jump in and actually do something about it. So that's what I did. I jumped in and I was like, here I am. I have my message. I have my competitiveness coming through. And so I wanted to get involved and help change the city, the future of the city of Pittsburgh.
We're with Thomas West, a Republican candidate for mayor in the city of Pittsburgh. He's battling Tony Moreno, former Pittsburgh police officer. That said, the history in this town. And for those that don't know, in a primary, you can only vote inside your party. So this is a Republican vote against Tony first in a primary. That said, there hasn't been a Republican mayor since the 30s, so it's an uphill battle. What makes you think you have a chance?
Well, I think from talking to people, people are they're fed up. And this is from across the political spectrum. And when they get fed up, they just leave the city of Pittsburgh. And we've been seeing that in a mass exodus since 1960. So what I think is, we're at a moment right now where people, they know that things aren't working. They've seen it not work for too long. And I feel like, just for example, I've had Democrats come to me and say, hey, I'm registering as a Republican so that I can vote for you in the primary. I've also, just yesterday, I got a phone call from somebody who said, would it count if I'm a Democrat, but I vote Republican? Would it count if I wrote your name in on the Democrat ticket? And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. But there's a lot of frustration out there, and I'm seeing it every day. And the support that I'm getting from across the political spectrum is fantastic. I didn't know what to expect getting into it, but I feel like we're at a point right now that we can take Pittsburgh in a new dynamic direction where we can sit there and say our best days are ahead of us. And I think people are seeing that. People want that. They're tired of what has been. They're tired of all the failing policies. They're tired of taxpayers, being attacked all the time. Like if you have failed policies, city government just lays it on the taxpayer because of their failed policies. So I think there's an energy that I've not seen in the city before, and that's why I think we have a good chance putting up a big battle coming up in the November election.
We're with Thomas West, and if you should not get the mayor's seat or win the primary, will you explore other opportunities to be a public servant too?
It's so funny. So I did not set out to be a politician. I just was a frustrated taxpayer and a frustrated business owner. And I just got into this race because I think I can make a difference in the city of Pittsburgh. And I've been asked that question from friends. I've been asked that question from people I don't know. And I didn't set out to be a politician. I literally just want to get in this to make a difference. And I have a successful business in Lawrenceville. So right now my focus is on the primary and then the general election. I'm a religious person. I feel like I'm on a path set out for me. Wherever that takes me, I'm not sure. But what I would say is there's an energy in this city that I've not felt before. And like I said, I did not get into this for name recognition. I just got into this because I want to make a difference as a frustrated taxpayer and as a frustrated business owner.
We appreciate your time this morning, Thomas. 1 week till the primary. Best of luck.
Thanks so much. Have a good one.
Thomas West, Republican candidate for mayor. And coming up, we will hear the challenger, Corey O'Connor, to Ed Gainey next.
Is your business looking for local and national health coverage? If you have more than 50 employees, UPMC Health Plan has something new for you. UPMC National Access. UPMC National Access gives employees access to the top-ranked doctors and hospitals of UPMC, along with nationwide access through the Cigna Healthcare PPO network. For the quality, affordable coverage that your company deserves, locally and nationally, choose UPMC Health Plan.
$3.2 million for a power plant worker with mesothelioma. $3 million for the family of a steel worker who died from asbestos-related lung cancer. Another $3.8 million for the family of a steel worker with mesothelioma. These are just a few case results that Pittsburgh-based law firm Goldberg, Persky, and White have been able to get for their clients. They can do the same for you. If you're suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma, contact GPW for a free consultation at 1-800-COMPLEX or gpwlaw.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
The Big K Morning Show, brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
It's 8:45 at KDKA from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Back to Ellen.
All right, quite a few accidents here this morning, Larry. First off, a new one for you. This in Forest Hills. If you're traveling Route 30 Ardmore Boulevard near the busy intersection with Marion Avenue, you do have an accident there and crews are on the scene. Accident in Harmer Township on Meadowvale Drive at Guys Run Road, and continued with crews working with an accident in Castle Shannon on Killarney Drive near the intersection with 6th Street. Parkway West inbound continues to back quite heavily between Carnegie and the top of Green Tree Hill, headed for those Fort Pitt tunnels. Traffic through the west end, if you were thinking of that as an alternate, quite congested on Route 60 as you approach South Main Street. South Main is clogged the whole way through the West End Valley. Parkway East inbound backs at the Wilkinsburg interchange, and you're lining up still on 28 southbound at the Highland Park Bridge down toward Millvale. Our next AAA traffic on the 5s at 8:55. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And we're looking at a high just near 70 today, and rain off and on. Right now, 63 degrees. Big K Morning Show, we welcome Allegheny County Controller, who wants to be the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, Corey O'Connor. 1 week till the primary. Corey, how you feeling this morning?
I'm tired.
It's been a road, I know, back and forth, and long journey. But by next Tuesday night, we'll know. And for those that don't know, we just mentioned you can only vote inside your party in a primary. So this is a Democratic battle in your case. And there hasn't been a Republican mayor since the 30s. So in all intents and purposes, this is it. And Corey, thinking about this job, what is the most important change that you would make if you're elected mayor? Did I lose Corey?
With the public.
Go ahead, Corey. Start over again. We lost you for just a moment. Thank you.
Oh,
we got
sorry.
you.
No, I think, transparency is definitely number one, and stability in government. We have to be transparent with the public. We're sleepwalking into another financial crisis. The public has every right to know about that. And, we know this is a phantom budget just to get through, the next week of an election. So we have to be transparent. Not only on that, but transparent with public safety, transparent with how many actual housing units we're building. That's one thing that, being the county controller, transparency is everything to all of us. You need to know where your tax dollars are going and how we're spending them so they affect the most people and help more and more people across the city. And right now, that's definitely lacking in this administration.
And for those that don't know, exactly, a controller is really a watchdog, in your case, for the county, correct? And that means you know what the numbers are.
Correct. And I think, the scary part is, for the last couple of years, I've been, signaling about the financial crisis in the county, and now you're seeing the same trends in the city.